Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level video on academic language, and today's topic is going to be communicating with peers. Alright, so answer the questions and describe this picture in detail. So what are Winton and Macy doing, and how do they feel and why? So just take a few moments. You can either write down your answers or practice speaking them aloud. Now we're going to read the conversation, and you'll get to see if your predictions were correct. And we'll also take a look at the phrases that are in bold to see if you can explain those in your own words. Hey, do you know what the answer to number 4 is? I can't figure it out. No, I'm drawing a blank too. This math homework is so hard. Well, we'd better put on our thinking caps. Class starts in 10 minutes. So I can't figure it out just means that the person is confused or they can't determine what the correct answer is. When she says, I'm drawing a blank, that also means that she doesn't know the answer or she can't remember the answer. And we'd better put on our thinking caps just means that they need to try harder to understand this problem and find the right answer. So the previous slide contained examples of idiomatic language. Idiomatic language is language that has another meaning beyond the literal true meaning of the words used. So we'd better put on our thinking caps. Class starts in 10 minutes. Winston doesn't really mean that they should put on caps. He means that they should think hard and deeply about the homework. So idiomatic language is a common part of everyday spoken English. So now see if you can match these expressions about thinking with their definitions. Go ahead and pause the video, write down your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Right, to discover something or to solve a problem. Well, that goes with number 2, to figure something out. To not be able to remember something is to draw a blank. To fantasize instead of paying attention to what is going on around someone is to daydream. And to rack one's brain is to think long and hard about something. All right, now complete the sentences below with the words in the boxes. Again, you can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, number 1, do you remember what time soccer practice starts today? I'm drawing a blank. I racked my brain for hours, but I couldn't figure it out. Nina, don't daydream. This is all going to be on the test. It's Andre's birthday next week, and we need to get him a present. Let's put on our thinking caps. Now discuss the questions below and pay attention to the idiomatic language in your answers. So do you ever daydream in class? In which classes do you daydream? And what do you daydream about? Now answer these questions and describe the pictures in detail. So what is happening in each of these pictures? How does Hector feel, and why do you think so? And how does Tadala feel, and why do you think so? Okay, so now we can read and you'll find out if your predictions were correct. So Hector says, I totally bombed the math test. I got an F. I thought it was going to be a breeze, so I didn't study. We have another test next week, so I guess I should hit the books. So did Hector do well on the math test? Why or why not? Well, it's pretty obvious that he did not. He got an F, but he also said, I bombed. I totally bombed. And so bombed means that you do poorly. And then what is he going to do before the next test? Well, he says, I should hit the books. And it doesn't mean that he's actually physically going to hit his books with his hands or with an object. It just means that he is going to study more. And if you think something is going to be a breeze, that means you think it is going to be easy. Okay, and then Tadala says, I aced the math test. I crammed all weekend, but I didn't have time to see my friends. But I'm so happy now. So did Tadala do well on the math test? Why or why not? So yes, aced usually means that the person got an A or they just did very well. And what did she do last weekend and why? Well, crammed means that she studied a lot. And the reason that she did that was because she wanted to do well on the test. All right, so expressions for talking about tests. Now we're going to try to match the idiomatic expressions for talking about tests to the definitions below. All right, to stay up all night studying is to pull an all-nighter. To study is to cram. To get an A or a very high grade on a test is to ace a test. To study a lot in a short time before a test. Oh no, sorry, I made a mistake there. Let's go back. So to stay up all night studying is to pull a all-nighter. To study is to hit the books. To get an A or a very high grade on a test is to ace a test. To study a lot in a short time before a test is to cram. Something very easy is a breeze. And to get a terrible grade on a test is to bomb a test. All right, now discuss these questions. You can write your answers or practice answering aloud and pay attention to the idiomatic language. So when was the last time that you bombed a test and what happened? When was the last time you aced a test and how did you do so well? Have you ever pulled an all-nighter? Do you usually cram before a test? And what subject is usually a breeze for you? So go ahead and try to answer those questions on your own. Sometimes students are sent to the principal's office. So for what reasons might someone be sent to see the principal? And what does a principal say or do when someone is sent to their office? So again, think about that and see if you can come up with some answers. So Johannes and Klidna were sent to the principal's office, read their explanations, and answer the questions. So Johann says, I was caught with a cheat sheet during my history test. I didn't have time to hit the books because I had football practice. I was afraid of bombing the test. So why was Johann sent to the principal office? Well, he had a cheat sheet, and a cheat sheet is usually a piece of paper with the answers to the test on it. And do you think he did the right thing by cheating because he had football practice? Okay, Klidna says, I cut class yesterday. I needed to get a birthday present for my mom, so I went to the mall. Unfortunately for me, somebody saw me and told the school. So why was Klidna sent to the principal's office? Well, cutting class means that she didn't go to a class that she was supposed to. And do you think that she did the right thing? All right, so now complete the definitions with words from the boxes. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So a cheat sheet. A cheat sheet is a piece of paper with answers written on it that a student uses to cheat on a test. Students have to hide sheets well during the test so the teacher doesn't notice. To cut, skip, or ditch class. To miss class on purpose. This could be because the student wants to do something else, like spending time with friends, or because they want to avoid something like taking a test. All right, and so write down some answers to these questions. Have you ever used a cheat sheet? Why or why not? What do you think should happen to a student who uses a cheat sheet? Have you ever skipped a class? Why or why not? And what do you think should happen to a student who skips class? So this lesson covered a lot of expressions used in everyday conversations about school. So how many expressions can you remember from this lesson? Which expression do you think will be the most helpful for you and why? And what other expressions about school life do you know? And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions, please leave those for me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.